So here's the deal. Your boy Jim Jones and the Diplomats went off on Mona Scott Young on social media, Jesus. Now, let me let y'all know something right now. Your girl Mona Scott Young went and did an interview with Wendy Williams. And, you know, as we all know, Wendy Biggerfoot Williams is no stranger to controversy. Like, she's no stranger to large shoe stores, you know, with those big ass hooves, them heifer hooves that she's working with. But anyways, the 10-minute and 59-second interview video is on my blog, just for the record. I could not post it here on YouTube. But what ended up happening in the interview was pretty much Mona Scott Young was explaining how Love and Hip Hop came about. She's talking about how Yandy, you know, was her intern and how Yandy was Jim Jones' manager. And she said, you know, that I guess Yandy and Jim Jones had worked out some sort of deal with VH1 to do a reality TV show about him and his boys. So I guess it's like, I don't know if it's Dipset, Diplomats, Purple City Bird Gang, but I guess some guys that he was rapping with, you know, because he's been in, you know, a couple of crews or whatever. But anyway, Mona says something to the effect of, she thinks that Jim Jones was going through a rough patch at the time. You know, one of the guys in his crew unfortunately passed away. He got killed or whatever. And, you know, she feels like that kind of threw a monkey wrench into things, in so many words. The kind of, I guess it kind of, you know, took him out of the mood, you know, to be making a reality TV show at the time. You know, of course, these are her words. This isn't what he said. Just remember, this is her telling the story from her perspective, just for the record. But basically, she said, you know, she came into the picture or whatever, and the Jim Jones show with his boys ended up turning into like Jim Jones and Family or something like that, you know. And at that point, she discovered, or they discovered, like behind the scenes, like, wait a second, Chrissy, you know, his woman, beautiful Chrissy Lampkin, and Jim Jones' mother, Mama Jones, you know, like these crazy characters. Like, she didn't know that he had all of this to work with, all this magic around him, you know, this TV gold. Then Wendy cut her off and started like inquiring, you know, about whether or not Jim Jones and Chrissy are still like under Mona Scott Young's umbrella with Monami or whatever. And Mona was like, nah, you know, they left VH1 and they went to WeTV after 2 seasons of the Jim and Chrissy show. So after Mona Scott Young explained all of that, you know, she basically said like this, you know, they left us after a couple of seasons, but she didn't word things like this, like, you know, that it was, you know, her blessing or whatever. But pretty much she said, you know, in so many words, okay, they moved on and, you know, the show goes on, in so many words. That's not how she worded it, but in so many words, that's what she was saying. And she seemed to be pretty neutral, like, okay, whatever, you know, like they have the right to leave if that's what they want to do. If that's what, listen, if Jim and Chrissy thought that that vitamin C, that vitamin check was bigger and better somewhere else, I'm pretty sure Mona Scott Young would pop everybody's collar involved and say, I understand, I get it. But anyways, when Jim Jones saw the clip of Mona being interviewed by Wendy Williams, all hell broke loose. Shout out to the good people at the Jasmine brand, because here's what they wrote. They posted an article titled, Jim Jones trashes Mona Scott Young, threatens to fight producer's husband. Now, the article was posted on December 15th of 2016, and man, they have the message that was posted and deleted that he shared on social media, boy. But anyways, here's what the Jasmine brand wrote. Jim Jones trashes Mona Scott Young. Jim Jones is livid with Mona Scott Young. During Mona's recent appearance on the Wendy Williams show, the rapper seemed to be offended by the comments that the producer and Love and Hip Hop creator said about him. Jim hopped on Instagram, hurling insults at Mona and her husband, even suggesting that he'd have his mother, Mama Jones, fight her. See his comments below. Quote, oh, brace yourselves. This is what Jim Jones posted. Somebody tell this fat Miss Piggy, dyke, pussy-eating, homo-having baby father, keep my name out of her pussy-eating mouth. And Mona Scott Young, for I make my mama slap you with a box of Twinkies, or I be her at-home husband punk hoe ass up, laughing out loud. And that would be for free. I take that lawsuit on the chin like a champ. Play with me. P.S. You should be thanking me. I saved your life. Other than that, you was doing bad. Ain't looking bad, old cigarette mouth. Wouldn't fuck you with the neighbor's dick. Hope you got some brothers or nephews that love you. So I have a reason to scrape one of them ninjas up. Now back to the script. On way to the gym, and we going live. Now I know I messed up a little bit here and there, but I did the best that I could. I mean, there were like letters missing and all types of stuff. I just, yeah. Anyways, did you see the actual interview yourself? What do you think about Mona Scott Young's comments? You know, I'm pretty neutral. I mean, I can understand Jim Jones not wanting her to be talking about him. It's like they're not co-workers anymore. They don't deal with each other. So I can understand him maybe being a little upset, but he was, as they say, big mad. I hate to use that term, but what the hell? I mean, he's threatening her family and stuff. It's like, come on now, really? Is it really that serious? It's not like she went out of her way to slander him. Then I would have said, hey, go ahead and rip into her, Jimmy. You know? I think he overreacted, but that's just my opinion. What do I know? I'm just an asshole with a microphone. But shout out to Chrissy Lampin because she's fine as hell. Oh, Jim, don't slap me. I'm giving you props. I'm saying you have good taste. I don't want you overreacting. Hey, yo, I heard this bitch ass blog. What's his name? Beat My Meat magazine. Fuck that bitch ass blog. He's up there trying to holler at Chrissy like. You don't know how to dipset get down. I don't know what he's thinking. I don't want you overreacting, Jimmy. All right, I'm just saying, your girl was fine. In other words, you have good taste. Don't slap me. But anyways, this is all my opinion. I'm just an asshole with a microphone. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Be sure to subscribe to the Meat Magazine YouTube channels. Visit meatmagazine.blogspot.com for more. Follow me on Twitter at Meat Magazine, Meat Magazine 7 on Google+, and Meat Magazine blog on Instagram.